whereby parents pass off genes to their offspring. So, genetics is the study of how genes and how traits are passed down from one generation to the next. And our genes carry information that affects our health, our appearance, and even yung atin pong personality na pwede natin siyang makuha. And um, genetics, termed as the study to understand the functioning of inheritance or traits from parents to offspring. The groundwork on which heredity stands is known as inheritance. It is defined as the procedure by which characteristics are handed down from one generation to the other. Si Gregor Johann Mendel is known as the father of modern genetics and for his discoveries on the basic principles of heredity. Ayan. So ito yung mga laws ano po na na-discover ni Gregor Mendel, laws of inheritance. So law of inheritance, ayan, gumamit po siya ng garden pea para doon sa kanyang experiment. And inheritance can be defined as the process of uh, how a child receives genetic information from the parent. So the whole process of heredity is dependent upon inheritance, and it is the reason that offsprings are similar to the parents. And this simply means that due to inheritance, the members of the same family possesses similar characteristics. Merong magkakapatid, 'di ba, na mukha ano or ikaw kamukha mo ang iyong father or yung iba naman kamukha yung iyong, mother kasi yun yung na-inherit natin from them. And, ayan, the garden pea or Pisum sativum was the plant that Mendel experimented on for 7 years to get to the point to propose the laws of inheritance in live creatures. So Mendel carefully chose if seven distinct characteristics of Pisum sativum for the investigation concerning hybridization. Mendel used true breeding lines, that is, those that go through constant self pollination and display steady characteristic inheritance. So it was only during the mid 19th century that people started to understand inheritance in a proper way. And this understanding of inheritance was made possible by a scientist named Gregor Mendel, who formulated certain laws to understand inheritance known as laws or Mendel's laws of inheritance. And between 1856 to 1863, Mendel conducted the hybridization experiment on the garden peas. And during that period, he chose some distinct characteristic of peas and then conducted some cross-pollination or artificial pollination on the pea lines that showed stable trait inheritance and underwent continuous self-pollination. And such pea line are called true breeding lines. And bakit kaya pea plant yung napili ni Gregor Mendel? Una, kasi yung pea plant can be easily grown and maintained. They are naturally self-pollinating then but can also be cross-pollinated. And ito pong klase ng plant na ito is annually tumutubo po siya or namumunga po siya. And ibig sabihin, maraming generations na pwedeng pag-aralan for or within a short period of time. And it has several contrasting characters. And Mendel conducted two main experiments to determine the loss of inheritance. Ang experiments po were monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. So while experimenting, Mendel found that certain factors were always being transferred down to the offspring in a stable way. And those factors are now called genes. And genes can be called the units of inheritance. Pag po sinabi nating monohybrid cross, in this experiment, Mendel took two pea plants of opposite trait. Kunwari, yung isa is short, yung isa naman is long. At yun and he crossed them. Yun yung kanyang ginamit for experiment. So, mono meaning one. So, isang characteristic lamang po yung finocus niya doon, kundi yung length. Isang maikli at isa nga pong mahaba na pea plant. So, yun yung pinag-cross-pollinate niya. Yun yung pong mono-hybrid cross. Isang characteristic lamang yung focus doon po sa ginawa niyang experiment. Ang dihybrid naman ay di dalawa naman po. Kunwari, ang kinuha niya ay una yung wrinkled na green seed. Tapos yung isa naman ay round yellow seed. So yung texture, yung shape, yung shape, yung isang characteristic tapos yung color ay magkaiba din. So dihybrid naman po 'yun. Dalawa naman yung i-observe niya na or i-observe niya doon sa experiment na kanya pong gagawin. Okay, so yun yung monohybrid cross and yun po yung dihybrid cross. So these are the principles of inheritance or yung loss of inheritance. When Mendel observed the monohybrid cross, he proposed two laws of inheritance. Una, law of dominance. Distinct elements termed as factors control the characteristics. These factors at all times exist as a couple and one of the constituent genes of the couple dominates over the former. So it is called Mendel's first law of inheritance. And according to the law dominance, hybrid offspring, no, wala ang cursor ko. Ayan, hybrid offspring will only inherit the dominant trait in the phenotype. Ano po yung phenotype? Yun pong desired traits. No, yun po yung phenotype. And the alleles that are suppressed are called the recessive traits naman po, while the alleles that determine the trait are known as the dominant trait. So, para po sa ating example, dominant is yung colored niya dito. So, yun yung nakuha ng offspring niya. Dito naman po sa isa ay yung length nung kanyang arms. So, yun yung nakuha. So, yung law of dominance. Next is law of segregation. The alleles don't blend. The two characteristics are recuperated all through the gamete formation in the F2 generation. The characters are apart from each other and pass on the diverse gametes. Comparable types of gametes are produced by homozygous and heterozygous procedures. Heterozygous produces diverse sorts of gamete with varied characteristics. So for the law of segregation, eto munang homozygous and heterozygous. So, nandito naman po sa ating illustration. The cell is said to be homozygous for a particular gene when identical alleles of the gene are present on both homologous chromosomes. So, the cell or organism in question is tinatawag na homozygote kapag po ganyan. Parehong present okay, dun po sa chromosomes. While kapag naman po sinabi nating heterozygous, diploid organism is tinatawag na heterozygous at a gene locus when its cell or when its cells contain two different alleles. One na wild type na allele and one na mutant type or mutant na allele ng gene. So the cell or the organism is called heterozygote. So heterozygous siya. Okay, so going back sa law of segregation, ang law of segregation states that during the production of gametes, two copies of each hereditary factor segregate so that offspring acquire one factor from each parent. Or in other words, allele or baka allele ako na allele. Ang allele po is the alternative form of gene. Ang allele pairs segregate during the formation of gamete and reunite randomly during fertilization. Ang gamete naman po, eto, gamete is a reproductive cell of an animal or a plant. Ay- Ayun po. Ang law of segregation. Next, meron din po tayong tinatawag na incomplete dominance. 'Pag sinabing incomplete dominance, it is the discovery that was done after Mendel's work. Incomplete dominance is the situation in which both the alleles do not display a dominant trait, resulting in a fine combination or a midway amid the characteristics of the alleles. In um, incomplete dominance is a form of gene interaction in which both alleles of a gene at a locus are partially expressed, often resulting in an intermediate or different phenotype. It is also known as partial dominance. For example, in roses, yan po sa ating nasa sa illustration, the allele for red color is dominant over the allele for white color. But the heterozygous flowers with both the alleles are pink in color. Combination ng trait po ang nakukuha ng offspring. Ano yung mechanism nitong incomplete dominance po na ito? So the incomplete dominance occurs because neither of the two alleles is completely dominant over the other. So this results in a phenotype that is a combination of both. And Gregor Mendel conducted experiments on pea plants, and he studied on seven characters with contrasting traits, and all of them showed a similar pattern of inheritance. And based on this, he generalized the law of inheritance. And then later, may mga iba pang researchers na inulit yung naging experiment ni Mendel sa iba't ibang plants. And shockingly, they noted that it showed variation from the usual pattern of inheritance. Doon nakita yung monohybrid, doon nakita yung itong mga incomplete dominance na sinasabi or unang nakita ni Mendel. Second one naman po is codominance. In codominance, both the alleles present, both the alleles present on a gene are expressed in the phenotype. For example, yan pong a cow showing dominance will have uh, the cow showing codominance will have patches of red since itong parents niya ay red at isang white. So, patches po ng red at saka ng white instead of a uniformly na parang light red or brown yung maging kulay ng white. Kapag codominance, ayan, ganyan patches po yung makikita. Sa humans, with halimbawa yung mga may dugo ng AB na AB blood type also show codominance kung saan yung alleles for both blood types ay A and B ano ang pinapakita. So parang baka yung mother A, yung father B, so yung anak AB ang dugo, ang blood type. Another law is under law of inheritance is law of independent assortment. The separation of one set of characteristics is autonomous of the other set of characters when they are pulled in a hybrid. The law of independent assortment states that a pair of traits segregate differently of another pair during gamete formation. And as the individual heredity factors assort independently, different traits get equal opportunity to occur together. And the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Ano, alam naman natin na ang chromosomes are a thread, ayan, a thread-like structure of nucleic acid and protein na located within the nucleus of a living cell and are mainly involved sa pagke-carry ng genetic information in a form of gene. So ano yung chromosomal theory of inheritance? So both genes and chromosomes exist in sets of two. The homologous chromosomes contain the two alleles of a different pair of the homologous sites. The coupling and split of a set of chromosomes will cause a split in the set of genes or factors that they carry. This united knowledge is termed as chromosomal theory of inheritance. The chromosomal theory of inheritance was given by Boveri and Sotot, and it is the fundamental factor of genetics. And according to this theory, genes are units of heredity that are found in the chromosomes. So ang chromosomal theory po came into existence long after Mendelian genetics. And Mendel's experimentation, during the Mendel's experimentation, ang society was hindi nila ina-accept, ano, parang the society was not acceptable to such drastic changes in their scientific ideas. So they could not believe the existence of such discrete factors such as genes, which would segregate without mixing it, as this did not support their idea of the constant changes leading to evolution. And moreover, the means of communication was poor at that time, as a result of which yung information could not be conveyed to the masses. Also, Mendel's mathematical approach to prove biological laws was unacceptable. So lumipas yung mahabang panahon, may iba't iba pang mga scientists na naka-discover na tong chromosomes which existed inside the nucleus. So itong si Boveri and Soton discovered, observed the behavior of the chromosomes when the cells were divided. So with the advancements in the microscope, no, na yung mga laboratory equipments, mas naging madali na rin sa kanila yung task na ito, na napag-aralan yung chromosomes since mahaba na nga yung panahon na lumipas, so medyo naging advanced na, nagkaroon na ng mga tools na pwedeng gamitin. So they prove Mendel's laws with the help of chromosomal movement. So they showed the segregation of the chromosomes during the anaphase of cell division. So the idea of chromosomal segregation combined the Mendelian principles give rise to the chromosomal theory of inheritance. And the work was further carried forward and proved by by other scientists. ano yung mga na-observe naman nila during the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Ayan. So, during the process ng cell division, meiosis, the pairs of homologous chromosomes move as discrete structures which are independent of other pairs of chromosomes. And there is a random distribution of chromosomes into the pregametes from each homologous pair. So each parent synthesizes gametes which constitute only half of their chromosomal complement. And even though yung female, yung egg, and yung male, yung sperm na gametes, differ sa size at saka sa morphology nila, they have the same number of chromosomes, submitting equal genetic contributions from each parent. So the gametic chromosomes fuse during fertilization in to produce offspring with the same number of chromosome as their parents. And siyempre dito din natin nade-detect, nalalaman yung, sex noong offspring. Kung siya po. So, sex determination. A particular nuclear arrangement was perceived by Henke. He perceived that this particular nuclear arrangement was found in only 50% of sperms. So he termed this body as X. Later, it was observed that the ovary, which only obtained the X chromosomes, matured and were born as females, and those that received X chromosomes were born as males. Thus, the X chromosome was termed a sex chromosome, and the remaining ones were termed autosomes. The occurrence due to which a modification in DNA happens and causes a variation in the phenotype and genotype of the creature is termed a mutation. So this is also called as pre-sex determination. And pre-sex determination is the determination